Feel the city in the jersey when you wear it. Orange and blue, coursing through your whole spirit. That bright lights be hotter than a sauna. This that Knicks music. This that Knicks corner.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
What is happening, party people?
What is happening? Man, Coach Five, tell me what it is, bro. How you doing over here?
Man, I'm maintaining, man. You tell me, man. Hanging out with, Knicks Twitter at the games and stuff on Friday, doing your big thizzle like you do. So,
Dude,
you know what I mean?
It was a fun-ass time, man. I had a blast.
That. Well, tell the people, man.
Man, all right. Well, let me. Why don't you tell everybody, how you feeling, how you doing? I want to get the link posted underneath.
He tried to get a day set up, so I will segue by talking my BS for about a good 30 seconds.
That's what's up. So you caught the game obviously Friday night, right, against Washington?
Yeah, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, Washington, anything in my household is always a tough day.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, man. Because my wife's a wizard, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? And she was a bullet before she was a wizard, so yeah, all of that. And she was a Redskin, which is now a Commander. How come DC always got to change their names, apparently? They always had the wrong name, and then years later, they always got to change them.
Right? Always.
But, that's kind of ominous, don't you think?
It is, bro.
I wonder with the baseball team, if something's going to be wrong about being a national, and like 7 years, they're going to have to change it to something else. The Senators or the Aces or something like that.
We're going to find out, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, man.
That's for sure. Washington, man. Yeah, that's interesting, bro. My wife's really not big into sports at all, so it's whatever I'm into. That's what rides in my household, bro.
Oh, man. I mean, I'll put it like this. She's not a Nationals fan. I turned her into a Met fan about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Because my wife hated baseball up until
Baby
then.
steps, bro. Baby steps.
Yo, like legit, she's talking about, we got Buck Showalter now. Yeah. I'm sitting there like, what, how did, yay. But I tell everybody, I share all the time, my wife is a huge sports fan. She knows more about football than I ever will. I readily admit that. Yes, I do.
That's what's up.
I mean, dude, she knows football, like football trivia. You get one of them football trivia calendars, and you throw her questions, she will not get them wrong, which is crazy to me. Because I don't do no trivia. Don't ask me basketball trivia. I might have watched it, I might have remembered it, but don't ask me.
I feel you, man.
It's not in my mental Rolodex. You're going to have to tell me the answer and watch me go, oh, yeah.
I'm taking notes, bro. And if this comes up, because I do trivia nights, so I'm gonna keep this in my little.
Oh yeah, dude, you got football trivia. She wins,
bro.
Hands down. But she's on my team. You have to understand
that.
Because I'm not gonna be out there by myself getting stuff wrong. Nah, but the Wizards, man, the Wizards. Okay. There's a few teams out there that I feel like are in a worse position than us due to their staff. Like, Bradley Beal and them should not be in the same position as us fighting, for a 10th seed. Just like the Lakers should not be imploding the way they are with the same record we have with that type of team. But, I digress.
No, I hear you, man. Yeah, like I said, well, like you said, I was out there at the game. Definitely had a good time, man. I went through the bar across the garden called Pen 6.
Yes.
And I went there before the game. I was kind of hoping to bump into Camby and Spree, but I just missed them. And
oh, wow.
Ended up bumping into my guy Moselle and Sean from the Knicks wall. So
okay. Big shouts to the Knicks wall.
Yeah, bro. So it was cool, man. We got going a little bit early, and then we hit the game. And I'll tell you, man, the train ride into the Garden was packed.
Yeah.
Right. And the game before it, I was seeing people writing all over on Twitter, talking on YouTube, saying how like the Garden was so quiet, and they haven't seen it like that ever, and I haven't either. So That was my expectation coming in Friday night, but I should have realized it was Friday Night Knicks, and you know how our fan base does, bro. So like I said, the train ride, it was a little packed. I get in, and the vibe,
and it was Porzingis night.
That too, bro.
Fulgate go missed that.
Yep, all these factors, bro. I'm telling you, man, they snowballed. When you get into MSG, it was just loud, man. Loud of people, and all game long, man. You saw Knicks at MSG Twitter account, clip it and show it. When Obi and RJ were standing next to each other, and they're just sitting there listening because the crowd was just chanting super loud, man. RJ, nonstop all game. Porzingis, anytime he touched the ball, you heard boos raining down from the
Yes.
crowds. I was
Yes, you
definitely one of
did.
those, man. That's for sure. I was trying to put some footage out there when I was at the game because it was definitely nutty, man. It was a great time. There was a lot of people from Twitter that were out hanging out, and
Nah,
we had a blast, man. We definitely did. And then the Knicks, of course, made it close. Also, we were up. I want to say like 13. And I'm looking at the clock, and there was maybe 5 minutes, give or take a minute left in the game, and I'm looking at everybody, and I'm like,
right,
I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm ready to just party the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna happen?
right.
And as soon as I said that, I'm like, oh man. So I went to the bathroom. I came back. Boom. All of a sudden, that lead was down to like 5 or 6 or something. And I'm like, here we go. And of course, you can't jinx the team like that.
Nope.
But it was a great time, dude. Hell of a night. We went to Blarney's afterwards and just kept the party rolling. So shouts to everybody that I saw out there. That was I can't explain how much I needed that, man. It's just been crazy. I was talking with you before we went live, just how tiring life's been lately, So that definitely energized me a little bit. That's for sure.
And you got a lot going on, Home Slice.
Oh yeah, definitely,
You
man. But
got a
we all do.
lot going on. What you got going on is a little different.
Yeah,
With a baby on the way, there's a lot more extra stuff that you got to deal with, you got to do, and all that other stuff,
bro.
along
I'm
with
skating right
everything.
now, bro. Like you can't. I have it set up. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife took a little vacation, so she's been down in Florida for the last like 2 weeks. I didn't
Okay.
think I was ever gonna have alone time again. You know what I'm saying? Period. And it happened again. So I'm like, blessings. I appreciate it. I've been soaking all this up, bro. Soaking it up because I know, you know
Nice.
what I'm saying. Once she comes back and then the baby shower, things are just gonna start rolling. Baby's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be here, but
It'll
I
rev
can't
right
wait, bro.
back up.
Bro, I can't wait. I've already got days lined up with the baby. Bring the baby home, bro. We're watching. I'm pulling up tape, bro, and I'm starting early. I'm starting in like late 60s, 70s. I'm rolling through onto Bernard King, bro. I'm going to the 90s and our
There
guys,
you
bro.
go.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't wait, bro. I
Nah,
can't
you
wait.
got to teach the baby right.
See, I'm looking at it like, oh, you're gonna be up late with the baby. She's gonna keep you up, and I'm gonna be like, what do you think I'm gonna be doing while I'm up?
Well,
I'm
she is
watching. I'm
going to
watching
keep
the
you
Rhythm
up there,
TV.
brother.
Listen, man. As much as I'm gonna rub off just as much on her, bro.
Oh, I
Guaranteed.
know. Oh, trust me. It's about to be the greatest thing you've ever done in your life. It's about to be the most awesome, the most trying. You're going to find emotions that you never thought existed before, and you're going to also find aches
Yeah,
in your body.
yeah. I've been starting to feel those, man. You
That
start
you
feeling
never know.
those as you creep closer to 30, and then all of a sudden they're boom. Like the day you turn 30, like boom, they're there. And then they slowly, as you climb up the ladder, man, it just in your
He said
20s,
30.
yo, listen, man, in your 20s, you are indestructible.
Invincible.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And then it's like your
absolutely.
30th birthday hits and boom. Like that was when I first got knocked down. I can't say that. I was gonna say that was when I first got knocked down a peg. I first got knocked down a peg when I had to shave my head. You know what I'm saying? So I'll put
See,
that out
you
there.
know what though? I think it adds character to keep the ring. I'd love to see what it looked like if you let it just grow in. Just for
Oh
me and
well,
you, then you shave it that day. I tell you what, I'll shave my fro
I,
off if you grow yours back.
I can't do that because you look straight without the fro, and I've seen it, and it don't
I
work
got a
the other way
bald
around.
head without the. No, I mean I will rep your baldy until my hair
Yo,
grow
you
back.
good? I'm saying you look good without like you know what I'm saying. Yo, you used to put up that graphic from our boy Mad Brick. Shout out to Mad Brick out right with the all the 9 different hairstyles of Randall, and
Yes.
right. So I know you've rocked the low fade. You know what I'm saying? Like we've talked about this. So I know you can, and I've seen pictures too. I've seen throwback fives. I've seen throwback fives. You look good without the froze, bro. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but
You
I
can you
mean,
can pull it
it's
all up.
still a fade. I'm talking. I'm going full baldy, and none of y'all see me go full baldy just yet.
Man, I don't know if
None of
I could
y'all
do that.
see. What's that phrase? None of y'all seen that. Y'all ain't
Beat
seen
that.
it.
Yeah, bro, that was a thing for a minute. Yo, if you're tuned in right now, hit that like, hit that retweet on
Yeah,
Twitter,
man. Let the people
hit that
know,
like
man.
button on YouTube, subscribe. definitely rock with your boys. We're here every week talking Knicks.
Two of the best Knicks fans in the entire universe chopping it up. So
And
there
we're
we
just
go.
chilling. Like this is the feel of the Knicks Corner podcast. Is we're just laid back. You know what I'm saying? We're not arguing. We're not. Yeah, sometimes we get a little testy, but I'm saying we're not over the top, you know what I'm saying?
We're both very passionate about the team, and we both see.
Yes, sir.
For the most part, we see the growth the same way, but not everybody sees everything exactly the same way, and you shouldn't. We're not robots. Ain't none of us are automatons, but we respect each other's opinion, and those are the folk that follow us and the folk that we follow, even though we meaning I, disagree with them most of the time. No.
And that being said, if you're watching on Twitter, I'll try to post the link also over here. If you're on Twitter, there's a link right underneath this stream. If you want to come up on the show, get a takeout, click on that. You'll be right up in the back room here, and we'll bring you up as soon as the time allows us. So let me post that up in the chat here too.
And thanks everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us.
Yes, sir. Yes,
we
sir.
We definitely appreciate it.
So, man, what were your takeaways from the game on Friday night? The win that we ended up pulling out against
man,
Porzingis. What was I want to hear your perspective, bro.
Again, the Wizards have pieces. Danny Advia is a good piece. Rory Hachimura is a good piece. Daniel Gafford is actually a kind of decent center. He ain't the greatest, but he's solid.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love what Bradley Beal is standing for and everything, but honestly, if you want to win a chip, I just don't know if he's going to be able to win it there in the next couple of years.
Right.
Honestly, Porzingis is not a key. I don't think
anybody does.
Porzingis is not a key.
No, he's going to keep getting traded, man.
Yeah. He's always going to. He's going to be like Dwight Howard's career went. Just with a lot less accolades before it happened.
I can see that. Listen, man, dude, he blew his shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he did.
The Knicks, they should learn, right? Because they're in a similar predicament in terms where Mitch Robb, right, is up to get paid. He's either going to get paid or he's going to leave or whatever the case is, right? First of all, we didn't lock him in last year, and I feel like.
We probably should have.
Things right. If we wanted to keep him, we definitely should have.
Right.
And you look at the Porzingis situation because that was big. Like they didn't want to give him that money. That's why he went to Dallas.
And look why. I mean, again, and you got to remember how that trade went when it happened. A lot of our fan base was actually mad.
Bro, I was hurt.
You know
bro.
What I mean?
I remember my brother texted me, man. I was at work and I read it like, no way. And then boom, you start researching, reading everything. I was blown away, bro. Like that was the first that hurt in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Okay. Like only because, and this is why I ride so hard for RJ. Only because we drafted him and I looked at him like, all right, like you're gonna be my guy. Like that's what I've been looking for, right? Like I grew up admiring Ewing. Like we drafted him, he stuck with us.
Yep.
Granted, we built around him. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different era too. Folk didn't just up and leave back then either.
Yeah, it was a little bit different, man. Definitely different. And but yeah, so I went hard for Porzingis, and when I seen that all went down, I was just like, you got to be kidding. And so it took a while. I mean, not too much longer because 2 years later, he leaves. We ended up getting RJ, and it gives me some hope again. But even with RJ, bro, I didn't buy jerseys for a while, man. Like. Yeah, I was just talking to Chris Herring, who wrote the book Blood in the Garden. Mm-hmm. He wrote an article about 2 weeks or so ago about jerseys and like when you buy them and then the guy that whose jersey you just bought left town and like how does that make you feel? Because he was asking me about the Kemba jersey I got,
right?
And but we just started talking in general, and I was saying, man, like I didn't buy jerseys for a long time because like I just felt like I was big into Melo. I loved Melo, right? Melo came, everything went downhill. He left, like with Porzingis, he left, and it was just like, how much?
Yeah, but again,
want to believe in somebody.
Porzingis was different to me. I'm sorry, and I hear you. No, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Porzingis was different to me. Number one, I wasn't surprised when it happened at all. To be perfectly honest,
well, he definitely had that like prima donna gimmick going on.
I mean, that and a lot of those little things, man. And you know me, I am 1,000% team. And when I start noticing that you're not necessarily team, it bothers me. So the stuff he was doing to undermine Fizdale, even though later on we find out Fizdale was in. But again, if Porzingis came and dedicated himself to Fizdale, maybe Fizdale's tenure wouldn't be as terrible as it turned out being.
Right.
You know what I mean? He went to Latvia thinking he was going to have him. This is the one time that I feel like the Knicks organization did everything they could to show him that we were with him, but we just needed to make sure he was healthy. And he didn't want to understand that.
Right. No,
or maybe he did and knew that was his shot to get his money. Maybe he knew, bro. But having Janice come up in the front office and trying to get a job up there was a terrible look. That should have never happened. You know what I mean? So to me, he already had in his when he skipped that exit interview and we turned on Phil. See, Phil, nobody want to build with you, nobody want to deal with you. Look at Porzingis, not even 4 years later. Not even. And how cap-strapped would we had been if we had paid him that money?
That was a huge decision, man. Listen,
and it was a smart one. At the end of the day, as it plays out, we may not have liked it at the time, but it was a smart one. And it got us out from underneath Tim Hardaway Jr.'s $70-something million nonsense.
I know. Crazy.
Just give me the chills. Ooh.
It's crazy, man. It definitely is.
Listen, and then that stupid tweet. I'm sorry, I gotta say this last piece. That stupid tweet. The truth will come out. The truth came out, bro. You're a bust.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What?
Man.
So I feel you, because when he was drafted, I was with him. All right, Porzingis, because I had heard about him, and I was like, okay, he got something. Then he played for us. And that first year, we was like, holy smokes, we got one. And then he started getting slow but sure injured. And unlike Mitch, Porzingis never really came back to where he was when we first met him. Mitch seems to get nicked and up all in these games, but still seems to have the wherewithal and perseverance to finish games out and not be on the shelf.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when he gets into this offseason, he gonna rest good. Get all the nicks and all the little stuff and the ankles all nice and strong and durable, because we are going to pay you at least for 3 years. That is the smart deal. That's the smart money. You'll get him. You trade Randall in the offseason because, listen, end of the day, I can't take what he did yesterday anymore.
I'm glad you brought it up and not me.
And I'm tired of you acting like a fake bully at the end of games where we're getting rocked and you have a terrible game. I'm tired of that.
Man, dude.
Because we could have won that game. And listen, I'm not necessarily mad that Tibbs put the starters back in. Teams do that. Coaches do that all the damn it time. We just don't have great starters. That's why our fans are mad. But
so then why go back to him? Why go back to him?
Because you still go back to him, man. At the end of the day, man. Okay. That's not my point, and I'm not even going to
flow of the game.
If you want to talk about that, we'll talk about that later. Let me just get this particular point out. That's not my point, or maybe it is in a way. But let me say what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Stick
when Randall comes in, when he comes back into the game, and the ball sticks, and you turn the ball over twice. You know, and again, the one pass, I get it. The other guy just did not reach out for the pass. But still, in the back of your mind, you just turn the ball over. You look at the clock. You realize we still have time, and we're still in this game. When the hell is your maturity going to come into play when it comes to this game? When are you going to... I mean, listen, you're not a leader. We get that. I get that. You know what I mean? You might be the engine, but you are not the captain of the ship.
Soul, the captain, 100%.
You're not. And that's fine. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily looking for you to be that, because that's RJ. And as I had a conversation about leadership earlier today. In my humble opinion, leadership isn't necessarily something that you're trained to do. You can learn how to lead, but true leaders are born, bro. It's a natural thing. It's something where you're comfortable with it off gate. Nobody has to nudge you to do it. You start thinking about things of how to invigorate and keep people motivated and going without anyone having to prompt you. That's leadership, and that's RJ all day long. But Randall is the guy on the team that everyone, including RJ, defers to at times. What he need to either do is defer right back, get a ball. Well, he was giving the ball back for a minute because the shot was off and he was scared to shoot. And that's another issue. Listen, if you're going to defer, make good passes for deferment, but not defer because you're scared to shoot. Like, dude, if you scared to shoot, go tell Tibbs, listen, coach, they rocking. I'll sit this one out.
Yo, and the crazy thing is, like, he should know by now, too, that feeling. Right?
Yes.
So, like,
that's why I'm not forgiving him off this.
Space to shoot it. He does the hezzy. But the worst thing is what he does from there. He still goes back and does it again and shoots it. And now you're rushing it to get it off. It's not natural.
True.
You know
I'm
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
comments, and I disagree with the comment that Mitch isn't consistent. Yes, he is.
I don't think he's had a stretch long enough where you could say he's straight up consistent.
But every time he plays, you pretty much see the same exact thing every time he plays.
Not last night. Not Friday. Not Friday. Friday he won a little bit.
Yeah, he did. And I mean, listen, last night.
But I'm saying he has games like last night. That's my point.
So does everybody. Everybody has an off game here and there, Mitch, but this guy is more consistent than not, in my humble opinion.
This, to me, I would say this season. I would say what you just said, but say this season. That's how I would say it.
Okay, and
you know what I'm saying?
You're entitled to say that. I wouldn't just say this season, but you can,
I understand.
And that's fine.
The reason I say that is because I feel like from year to year to year to year, because now we're in year 4, even in this year, he didn't start being somewhat consistent until maybe 2 months
this year
ago.
He came off injury and he gained weight that gave him problems.
So my point is, it's only been 2 months, right? So if he finishes the season strong, then at the end of the season, I'll look back and say he finished consistent.
Well, he will.
Do you know what I'm saying? But now, in this moment of time, I would say it's not consistent yet. You got to bring
and that's fair for you. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I hear you.
Listen, I said it in my morning drive. When he's hot, he's freaking hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no other center that could do what he does when he's playing to the best of his ability. When he's out there getting 4 blocks and 4 steals on top of being on the glass, he impacts.
I mean, the steals thing, I'm not necessarily looking to see a whole lot of that in the future because they love to call fouls when he reaches in. They love to call that foul.
But that's not what I'm talking about. He's been getting a ton of steals just getting his arms in the pass.
Yeah, because folk trying to bring their ball up and he just knocks it out of their hand type of thing.
And he's just, boom, catches it here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been doing that a lot. And when he does that, it helps push the pace. And there's no other center that could do that.
He's been here 4 years. And in that time, I feel like he was off the bench, starter. Progressing. Even with the injury last year that took him out, he was strong before the injury and then had the injury. Right. And then to start the year, he's coming back off the injury and returns to form. Maybe not as fast as everyone would have liked, but did turn back into form like by late November, early December. And he's been here. I mean, but when you've got, to me, that's a piece that you keep. RJ is the piece that you build off, but Mitch is the piece that you keep.
Oh, without a doubt, I would love to keep Mitch. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
I would love to.
That's what makes sense for our team. But yeah, I will. Okay, Alvaro was like, "How could Tibbs not see what we all see about Randall?"
It's a different relationship. It's different perspective.
Yeah. Yes, and I don't necessarily think he doesn't see it. But at the end of the day, other than benching him and watching him bitch and moan, I think, honestly, that might be more why Tibbs ain't bench him. Because do you really want to hear Randall bitching and moaning about not getting no playing time? And I feel like he definitely would. I feel like his maturity level is not where... He's not the guy from last year, and maybe the guy from last year was trying to get a contract. perhaps.
Right.
But end of the day, he's still a valuable power forward, whether it's for us or for someone else. Let's just keep that a buck. He'll still
Definitely.
put the ball in the basket for somebody.
And listen,
So-
and everybody puts a value on a value differently at the same
We
time.
just can't send him to Sacramento because he don't like Domantas Sabonis.
I don't give a shit where he don't like.
No. I mean, meaning that they're not going to trade for him.
No. I know
I'm
what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
But I'm saying I don't give a shit where he goes.
Man,
Man,
I mean, I ain't foul to nobody. Listen, he worked here. He did his thing for us. It didn't work out. All right, I'm fine with it.
no. I'm with you. I'm just saying. In reality, I could give a crap. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
again.
saying? Like where he actually ends up. You know
That's
what I'm
fair.
saying? At that point,
Yeah.
man, I can't, bro. You know, like I put out a tweet this morning talking about a video of him. You know, like getting.
Yeah,
all
no, I saw
like,
it.
crazy. And
I saw it.
I feel like it summed it up perfectly. Like when you're watching it, at least he feels like that's the guy that's, you know what I'm saying, at the park that just can't handle anything, right? He's always, that's a foul. That's a foul.
When you get
like,
cooked, you get annoyed because you don't want to get cooked, but you're still getting cooked. So stop
crazy,
reacting.
like, to keep
Stop overreacting. Stop whining. Stop trying to pretend like you gonna fight somebody because you ain't fighting nobody. Gobert ain't gonna swing no punch at you.
No, that was just whack, dude. I'm watching it right now. It's just
But I'm tired of it. The Cam Johnson kid that pushed him,
bro, that was so whack, man.
I get
like,
so much though. It's
bro,
I mean,
you're big. You have to be able to take the contact. Like, how do you take it personal?
Dude, every single
play a
game you
game
take
for a
it
living.
personal. Like,
That's the
oh my
game.
God.
Yo,
I mean, and the
crazy.
fact that he starts crying to the rest from the opening freaking
Bro,
tip.
Imagine you're playing a game
single
of pool. Imagine you're playing a game of pool, bro, and like you hit the ball and you hit the other guy's colors. You know what I'm saying? And every time that happens, you got to re-rack and start over. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is the game we're playing. That happens, right? We're not playing tennis. We're not playing freaking badminton, right? Or cricket. Like, we're playing basketball, man. Like, and you're a power forward. Like, that's what comes with the territory.
Yo, you're right. And Moonshadow, you hilarious for this one. Randall is like that dude in the movie played by the NBA player and went to go get his gun after a loss. I think it was Marquise Johnson.
Man, Randall's like that guy from freaking Bel Air, episode 1.
You know
what I'm saying? Like,
I don't watch Bel Air.
Can't handle the beef. So they show a little backstory on like the beef that actually got Will.
No. The beef that got this new show. It didn't.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, though, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
That's partly why I'm not watching this show.
Listen, it's different. It's different.
I know.
It's not your '90s family.
Yeah, I know.
Good,
great
feeling, value,
and I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it.
I feel you. Listen, to me, it goes with that vibe that's out right now, right? Like the power.
That's why I'm not necessarily into it because it's a vibe that's out right now.
Yo,
but anyway, I digress. You were saying,
yeah, bro,
you know who he is? He's that dude, and White Man Can't Jump that went to go get his gun. Now I'm gonna shoot all of y'all.
Yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and for nobody else to take it far enough with him to open his eyes, like, dude, give me a break, man. At this point,
front office gonna sit down with him in the off season.
Get me through the season. You know what I'm
saying? They definitely
gonna
sit down with him in the off season,
bro. And what's sad, like, to me, I said this on Spaces earlier today, man. Like, to me, imagine if they're all in collusion. Randall, Tibbs, Rose, all of them, right? And they sit him down at the end of the season and just give him a talking to. Randall, listen, you know, if you're gonna, continue to want to be a part of what we're building here, you really gotta. And they're just gonna give him another shot, bro. And he's gonna come out next season and do the same exact thing. Are we gonna be living?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't necessarily think that that's going to be the outcome.
Man,
I don't. I think they're gonna sit him down, like you said. I think they're all going to talk to him, and I think the conversation is going to be more so about RJ in the future of this team.
It's gotta be, bro. It's
that's literally what I think it will be.
You know what I mean? It should. It is what it is. Hindsight.
Well, I mean, we didn't know if it should have been just yet until what we're seeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And RJ he's
ascending. He's not there yet.
Okay, you're right. But I was gonna say, I had thoughts that he was going to be at one time. These thoughts are becoming concrete. You know what I mean? They're moving from thoughts into this is actually he's turning into what I thought he was going to turn into. The manifestation is occurring.
Right.
And it's occurring with the right kind of guys around him, in as far as Obi, as far as Grimes, as far as IQ, as far as Mitch. You know what I mean?
Is this a reason why Randall might feel like there's a schism in the group? Like,
dude, he's been acting like this all season. So to me, nothing that has just happened in the last couple of weeks or months has anything to do with Randall. No.
Boggles my mind, man. Like biggest thing that boggles my mind is more so like how improved he was when he went back and watched the footage of his first season. He literally watched it and fixed it, and we saw it in the first 10 games.
Did he fix it by himself?
That's the thing. I guess not. But how do you fix something and not learn to keep it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you're not good at math,
just go away completely.
If you're not good at math, and for years you've struggled in math, but 1 year maybe your folk came into a little extra money, they had a little extra tax money left over, and they were able to afford you a tutor, and now you have help with that math.
Right.
And all of a sudden, your grades are now a lot better than they were without that tutor.
You might even get an award from your class.
But then the next year, that money for the tutor ain't there no more. So now you're literally back with the same tools you had before the tutor.
Yeah,
because, hold on. Because you haven't had the tutor long enough to really understand those tools. And this is a real thing that I'm actually dealing with in life. So I'm drawing from a real metaphor, so to speak, a real situation.
Right.
And I know for a fact how that can work. So I'm saying Randall, with help, got a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, but he still had that help to begin this season.
Woodson wasn't here.
Okay.
Woodson wasn't here to begin the season. I'm not saying it was Kenny Payne by himself. I'm saying it was a collaborative unit, and I'm feeling that Mike Woodson knew how to reach him, and then the tutelage could come. Without that, Randall is a very particular kind of cat.
But so is he the particular kind of cat that needs
coddling? Yes.
Woodson
coddling
himself to be the only
maybe
Woodson?
Not Woodson, but someone that can reach him like Woodson can.
So and now we have to go out and find somebody to reach Randall.
I mean, dude, I see people hiring coaches for players all the time. That happens all the time, fam. That's not a knock to anybody.
But if you're gonna be hiring somebody for somebody, you shouldn't.
I mean, think about when what's his name? Johnny. What's the coach name?
Bryant.
Johnny Bryant. When Johnny Bryant came here, everybody was jumping up and down because they knew that was Donovan Mitchell's guy. And if Donovan Mitchell's not happy and Johnny Bryant's here, he'll come here because they know that coaches and top players kind of go hand in hand. Ty Lue was a LeBron choice, wasn't he?
What?
When they won the champion. Yes,
LeBron's
he was
different, though. He's exceptional.
David Blatt, you got to go. I want my guy, Ty
LeBron
Lue.
did that everywhere.
So again, you find that everywhere. So I'm not necessarily mad that.
No, I'm saying LeBron did that everywhere. But regardless,
yeah. But I'm just saying
right.
It's something that I know happens in the league. So I don't necessarily mind a player having their coach that can reach him.
But even further back to your point, right? Like some people just need somebody there behind them to give them that. My point is,
but without that, if you haven't had that,
I'm looking for somebody to come to be here that's got it already. You know what I'm saying?
I know, son. But listen, dude, when we got Randall, bruh, we got to go back.
Randall,
huh?
I don't think anybody was psyched when we got.
That's not my point. That's not my point. What was out there? We were all supposedly in the Kevin Durant bag. We were getting rid of Porzingis, and there really wasn't any young, untapped, nothing out there that was like that we could get. So we got Randall,
Mook Morris, and Bobby Portis.
But Randall to me was never with that category. I'm sorry. to me, he wasn't. He was better than them. He wasn't them to me. When they went and got him, they went and got him first, gave him the money, and then they brought ancillary pieces around like Mook Morris and Bobby Portis.
I think both Mook Morris and Bobby Portis, for the most part, have had more success than Randall.
That's not my point, though. But I agree with you. Yes, sure. Okay, and they both went to better teams, too. Yeah, you know what I mean, Portis went to a team with Giannis on it, like,
right? But
yeah, you better be better.
You could look at something. You could look at it the opposite way too. Did nobody want Randall? Is that why we got stuck with him? You know what I'm saying? Is that why he?
I mean, if you want to revisionist history, something that already happened and after everything else, then that's fine. But to me, why? You know what I mean? That doesn't do anything to change where we are now.
No,
you know
absolutely.
But just like, trying to say, end of the day, he's here. End of the day, Porzingis ain't.
Listen, just to close that point, you were saying, though, that you thought Randall had it and was
compared to those other guys, yeah.
All right. Yeah. No problem. Everybody's got their thing.
I mean, it's not like they paid him the world, but they paid him more than those other two guys. So they saw something that maybe I saw too.
Well,
and then he stepped up. I mean, look, this is Julius's track record. You know what I mean? He came in. We had the little bubble jazz. Markieff Morris was hitting threes and winning us some games, and we got a great trade for him. Yay. Bobby Portis, we actually wanted back, but he wanted to go somewhere where he could win. I can't be mad at that.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And those two pieces were here for that, just like a Noah Vonleh or who's that guy we brought in to shoot
on this track, man.
Yeah, but
you said Noah Vonleh, I was just like,
well, that was the year prior.
I felt like I got smacked in the face.
Yeah, that dude, man. But again, they were trying out guys that were former top picks to see if they had anything left.
I'm with you. I'm just saying.
And Randall showed that he had something left. We're just mad now because he has not shown. He hadn't even shown. I hate to say it. Spin move Julius, as annoying and frustrating as he was, is better than this guy.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you next. Did you? I don't even know how to word this, man. Did you mind Julius more so year 1 or year 3?
Oh, he's annoying the living crap out of me now.
But I'm saying now.
He bothered me then, but the whole team wasn't nothing under Fizdale.
I think I'm more frustrated now than I was
that's
then.
What I'm saying.
And I was
screaming
screaming at that TV, man.
My frustration with that year was more Fizdale than anything. I mean, all the happy claps and all the hugs after blowouts and all this other crap, and him not holding anyone accountable. You know what I mean? And at that time, Randall could have easily been held accountable. Easily at 100%. That time.
Dude, Fizz, I couldn't stand the smiles, man.
None of that. I mean, because number who's smiling about, fam?
Crazy.
If you ever been on the subway and you catch a dude smiling too much, somebody is going to ask that dude, what's wrong with you?
Yo, and honestly, he like tainted me, man. Because like now when I see ballers like smiling over the top, it kind of gets to me a little bit. So like I loved Kemba. I bought his jersey pre-sale, pre-sale.
And now that he smiles all the time, even in the dark moments, it's annoying.
And I love. Listen, I'm a positive guy. Like I love that stuff, and I love seeing people happy like that on the court. But it was to a point like where I'm seeing it happen, and I'm just like, oh, like it's just reminding me of that time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
exactly. Man. So and that's the other side of it, man. Between the coaching changes that Randall went through with the two coaches that year,
Fizdale, Miller,
right, and then and you could tell he, for as bad as we were, we probably could have made that bubble. You know what I mean? Win a couple more games, we could have made that bubble, and I think he felt like he could have gotten them over those couple of games. It didn't. If Super Randall, I call him, from last season, showed up after looking at film from Garbage Randall the year before, Uber Garbage Randall need to make sure he look at this film and turn himself into something for next year. Because next year is his trade year. by the trade deadline, if he hasn't rounded back and stayed into form and shut the hell up with that arguing and getting fussy, he will be gone. And I will say, mark the words, fam. Randall, if he come with this, Randall will not be on the team to complete the season next year.
It can't because it's going to blow up the team. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. He's not worth blowing up what we got.
And here's my thing about this:
because I don't
let him go, fill that void, and let me see what Tibbs can do without Randall.
Listen, and that's another great way to put it, right? Because it's funny. I
think Randall ruins Tibbs' coaching a little bit. Really
dude.
Do.
Like that's another question. Would you? Obviously, you have an option to get rid of both. Let's throw that out, right? Would you rather Tibbs. Exactly? Would you rather this team continue with Tibbs, or would you rather this team with Randall continue under new coach?
See, the difference is I've seen 3 years of Randall.
Yep,
I haven't seen 3 years of Tibbs.
I'm with you.
I've seen 1 year with Tibbs and what he could do with Randall, and then I've seen Randall lose his mind this year.
Crazy.
That's not on Tibbs. Randall's implosion is his own.
Definitely, but you have to realize there's
nobody else imploded on the team. He did.
No, but there's people also that kind of like embolden him to a degree, and not embolden. Maybe that's a bad word, right? But kind of build him up in such a way.
Well, you got to.
Yeah, you don't got to.
Dude, you got to. You can't sit there and tell the guy who's supposed to be the engine of your team, you sucking every single day. And you know what I mean?
Nah, to me, you can't go around and say Big 15 if you're not going to act.
But like they haven't said Big 15 all season, bro.
But my point is,
you can't hold them to that. They ain't said Big 15. It doesn't matter,
dude. That's the
it does. This team ain't Big 15. Last year's team was. This team
you gotta act like it, man. You gotta act like it. That means
dude, you gotta listen. He ain't the only one that ain't acted Big 15 though. So that's why I'm careful with that. Because when you do that, you got to bring in Kemba and Fournier, and they completely helped ruin the chemistry of this team.
Everything. They did everything, though, man. It was everything.
That's why I wasn't trying to go Big 15.
It doesn't matter.
Because I've blasted these cats enough, and I don't want to spend no more time on them.
Behind it. You know
I just don't want to spend no more time on Kemba and Fournier. They could be gone.
No, man.
They could be.
Dude,
going in the need to swing around to next trade deadline. They could be going off season.
Fournier might,
and I love Kemba, man. But listen, dude, I dap you up in the street when I see you. I will thank you for everything that you've done. But right now, you're not doing nothing for my team, bro.
Nah, man. And listen, Fournier might not be here next year on the court, but he might have a freaking record that stays with the team,
and he might not.
You're right. He might not. He might not.
We've already had that conversation. That's another thing I'm not looking forward to hearing.
Yeah, right. What's funny is
the thing about it is he hits 2 and 3 threes and lights it up in the first half and then vanishes in the second half.
First quarter.
That was last game, but usually
no. Most games
Fair.
This year. 100%.
First quarter.
My brother,
and then he vanishes. You know what they'll do? In the fourth quarter, he'll get a couple of steals, and we go, ooh.
Bro, every 3 to 4 games, I bet $1 or $2 on Fournier to get the forced basket. And every time I do, I hit it. Every time. It's either Randall or Fournier. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it goes. But that's it. Like, you'll see games where Fournier don't play in the fourth quarter.
Dude, and the thing about Fournier that irks the hell out of me is he the most talkative cat in these interviews. I mean, the dude that don't play in the fourth quarter or doesn't play well in the fourth quarter or vanishes is the first one talking about we need to learn how to close.
It's crazy.
So, listen.
It's true because RJ talks about it.
Because RJ can't play 40 freaking plus minutes every single night. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to put Burks and Randall. And again, it's not, quote unquote, the starters. It is Burks and Randall in the fourth quarter that people
last night?
Upset at seeing. Not just last night. Not just last night.
But I'm saying.
But definitely last night.
Yeah, definitely, man. Dude, to me, you saw what happened, right? Obi missed the 3. Tibbs was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Calls Randall to get up. As Randall's getting up, getting to the scorer's table, right?
It was 2 things that Obi had done. The missing the 3 was the second of 2. And I am actually mad at Tibbs for doing that because it's like Tibbs forgot the 3 prior plays before those two
Correct.
bonehead plays,
And then-
which were awesome. So yeah,
dude, what blows
it's
my
annoying.
mind the most is that as you're calling Randall over to the scorer's table, right? You see IQ dish it to Obi for a dunk in
For open
transition, and cut the lead down to 4.
Yeah.
And you still proceed to take them out
Because
That's
he's
when you
thinking,
just say,
okay,
forget it.
perfect. This is
Forget it.
perfect. It's down to
telling you,
4. Let me bring my guys in and let's close this out.
Nah,
That's
man.
what a coach thinks.
Nah,
But
when
at
the
the same
guys that
time,
you took out weren't doing nothing, and the guys that you put in worked this hard, you let it ride.
Again,
Especially
Danny,
when it
I
doesn't
hear
matter
you.
in this season, bro. It
I
doesn't matter in
hear
this
you,
season, man.
I-
You know what I'm
I-
saying? Like, you're supposed to be getting the young guys a run. Deuce had 3 minutes, bro. He had 3 minutes last night. That's it. That's it.
okay. Again, of all the young guys, the one cat I'm not screaming my head off about right now is Deuce. He got a little bit more salt to get, and he gonna get it. He will have his. I know it in my core because he's he's as good a defender for not having the same kind of height as Frank, but he's a better offensive player. He's going to get his burn. He is, and I know it for a fact. Just
But
like I
what's the
said,
point, though?
that
What's
they
the
were
point of
going to
not
get
getting
more
it
minutes.
now? That's what I don't get, man.
Okay.
That's what I don't get. You know
I
what
don't
I'm saying?
know because I'm trying to say something, but that's why I can't hear what you don't get.
I know, but coach, you gotta understand, man. I'm doing the same thing all show, bro. And you jump on me, and I let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta let each other
Fair.
get takes out, bro. At the same time, also be able to communicate. You know.
Right.
So I just feel like there was a lot of times where I'm trying to get my point across, and you would stop me, and you know what I'm saying. And then you start going into some, and I'm trying to get my points across, and same thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta let each other have a little bit of rope here, man.
I
You
agree
know?
because
And I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm frustrated with the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the team, and my frustration is about the team. That's what this platform is.
yes,
This is my space. You know what I'm saying?
it's our space. Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Mhm.
Man, you see what this Knicks team does, bro?
No, see, it's not the Knicks. The Knicks didn't do this.
What?
The
What?
Knicks didn't do this.
Yo, the Knicks are above 500. We ain't talking like this right now. If the Knicks were over 500,
that to
we're not
me
talking
is
like
a
that
fan
right now.
thing because I could still find great conversations to have, but I just can't have them. Just be honest, because we still got to talk about the same things that we already know are broken, and we have to wait until the end of the season to see fixed. And there's nothing we can do about it in the interim. Nothing besides talk about it over and over and over again.
Correct, but that's the point of what we do, though. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what we do.
Again, I have different points to what we do, Danny.
So then, but that, bro, this is your show, also, man. You got to make those points too, then. You know, and if you don't want to talk about the same things, just you got the space, man. Throw out the topics you want to talk
I
about.
try.
Throw
but
about the
these
narratives
come
that you want
back.
to talk about.
These come back. So unfortunately, until the season is over, and even then, probably it'll just get louder and worse until they make moves, which is the reality of it. You know?
I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I think I said it either last week or at some point, man. Like, there's times where I kind of like want to fast forward past where we're at right now and just get to another starting point. You know?
I guess. I
It's
mean,
so frustrating.
I guess it's weird for folk to understand that I am just not nearly as vexed. I'm not. I'm angry at times. I'm frustrated by gameplay at times. I see things that are wrong. But you harp on everything that's wrong, it kills your joy. And I actually still have joy every time the Knicks come on television and I get to watch them. So I can't be in the same space of taint. So bad, so bad. Look at that. And guess what, Danny? I don't necessarily go on Twitter during games. I don't tweet in game. I've learned that lesson.
Oh, I know this.
But I do sometimes scroll around and watch. And yeah, in game, bruh. You know what? Again, I'm gonna watch these games for the enjoyment of watching my guys fight, for the enjoyment of watching Knick basketball. And even dude, I've been a fan for almost 40 years. I've seen a whole lot of hard times. But I don't carry it this way.
I hear you, bro.
I'm not downing nobody, bruh. I'm just, I mean,
listen, that's not what we're trying to do, though. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
same.
And the
That's my whole
same
point.
way,
This is literally why I started Candid Corner even years ago, was to give a space for a conversation that's not necessarily driven by this, or this. Open conversation, no agenda, no nada. And I've enjoyed that, And the only place where I see that it doesn't necessarily work is when I talk Knicks. And when I talk Giants, when I talk Mets, it's different. But when I talk Knicks specifically, it ends up, whatever year it is, because we've had a lot of bad years. And so I've ended up having these kinds of conversations year after year after year after year after year, And maybe it is my fault. Maybe it was quote unquote fool's gold, which I still will never believe that last year was a fluke. But last year, it gave a lot of people elation, but I also think it made a lot of people want more too soon. And because we're not getting it, we're getting beat the hell up. And again, dude, Tibbs did not do the greatest job in the world this year, but neither did the front office and neither did our quote unquote star. So there's a lot of blame to go around. You've said it. I've said it. You have issues with coaching. You have issues with minutes and players and stuff. Honestly, I don't really have. They play who the coach plays. And I know a lot of people that watch us right now are going to get mad at me for saying that, but I've watched more than just Knicks basketball, and I know that works in everywhere other else than Knicks basketball. But so, I try not to just hold that to specifically this team. I try to just look at an overall basketball conversation. I know you do too, Danny. We just look at certain things differently is all, and that's fine.
No, 100%, man. Absolutely. But that's all I'm saying, man, is that I'm fired up because of these things, So,
and I'm not necessarily fired up.
Because you're not looking for the little nuances like that, or maybe you are, but you're not letting them weigh as heavy as just your general fandom for the team.
And some folk can, and that's fine,
That is, but that's what I'm saying is that's where I've been going in the last year is breaking down what we're seeing that much more. So now in doing so, I'm seeing all these nuances and looking at things.
I mean, I see them, Danny. It's not
them and wondering, you know what I'm saying? And I relate things to what happened last year and this year, and the dynamics of the team compared, this and that, and just the little things, man. You know what I'm saying? The transformation of Tibbs and what hasn't changed with him, and just
what has.
What has.
Mm-hmm. What has? See, that's the thing. We always talk about what is going wrong.
I'm
what's
curious
going wrong.
What you're going to say because
forget metaphors. I'm trying to find metaphors, but no. I mean, because they're there. But end of the day, bro. You know what? It's fine.
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I know.
And to me, we shouldn't have to wait for a coach to come around and
Danny,
change.
If we only look at certain things, that's all we see.
That's what I'm saying.
But but if we only look at certain things, that's all we see.
But my point is, I'm asking the question of the opposite. So I'm asking you, what are those things that you're seeing? That's what I just asked you 2 minutes ago. I said I'm very curious to hear what those things are.
But listen,
because I've been looking for them and I haven't seen them.
Okay, that's fine. Well, then say that I've been looking for them. I haven't seen them. Cool. I'm not here. Again, end of the day, the way I look at the game and the way I approach it is the way I approach it. You know what I mean? I am not whittling apart every last little bit of it, but I can still see where the mistakes are without having to do that. You know what I mean? We both see the same game, and we both know that the issues. We talk about them all the time. You know what I mean? So whether it's a deep dive or it's an overview of the entirety, we both see what's wrong. But there are some things right. And again, if we don't take at least a few minutes to talk about those things, this is where we always end up. And for the past 3 weeks, this is exactly where we've ended up. And we didn't always end up like this.
No, definitely. That's why I was saying it has to do with the Knicks. You know what I mean? Like that's what it all comes down to, man.
By Knicks adjacent, in my humble opinion.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm just looking at that's the whole basis of it all, man. Like this is a Knicks podcast. We're talking about the Knicks. Of course, it's coming like this because for the last 3 weeks, it's been the same exact results.
It's been the same results for the past 3 months.
That's what I'm saying, man. But I'm saying
in the past 3 weeks, this has been what we've talked about. Weeks.
Right, exactly, because there's nothing else to talk about. So,
in your opinion, I did actually last week try to talk about different things, but that didn't come. I tried to talk about the 3 winning games and the 2 losing games and the 5-game streak that we had last week. And that was a positive. And when the show started, we were kind of talking, but we never deep dove into those games like we used to. And we got into, Tibbs got to go and this, that, and the third. And again, that's fair and that's fine. But there's more to talk about for me than just that.
I know, but still give it to me, bro.
I've been trying, and maybe next week, because we're running out of time. We only got about 3 more minutes left in the show, so maybe next week I'll try again.
Definitely, bro. Listen, man.
I hear Randall sucks. I hear fire Tibbs.
Because to go back, you brought up.
To get it out the way. To get it out the way.
And we stayed on it for the next however many minutes.
We did.
All right, so we got to pay attention and try to jump ship. Listen, man. There's going to be people out there that say Randall killed this team.
He did.
Randall just now killed this podcast. This show, I should say. This show. I'll give it that.
I'm not going to blame it on Randall.
No.
I still for the message. I did what I did. You did what you did. It ain't on Randall.
Coach, this Titanic, man, it hit the Randall iceberg. It's hit the Randall iceberg, Danny. Bro.
It's not a Titanic.
That's okay.
It's bad, but it's not a Titanic.
We have good mechanics. I'm trying to make
I know.
Oh,
I feel
man. You. What a day. What an hour.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
And the saddest part is, dude, we are typically the 2 most positive cats about the Knicks on the entire platform.
100%, bro. It's nuts, bro. Even my guy Sean, man, another guy that's known for his positivity. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm so positive. I just don't get a chance to be that without being crazy. So it's all good.
I feel you, bro. Yes, like I said, man, you got the platform. You know what I'm saying? Like you could easily take a conversation in the direction and
we've talked about it, and it's what it is.
I feel you. All right. So listen. So we'll end it right here, man. We'll cut it short. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Well, what do you want? Let's end it on a high note. Let's.
Yeah, of course.
I got a quote, man, that I think about all the time, right? And it's, you're not happy until you choose to be happy. Not right?
Exactly. So and that's where I choose
to be happy. You can't just go through the motions and expect to feel it. You gotta.
That's a great quote.
Put yourself there, man.
To be
so
happy.
Listen, I'm cool with it, but I'm still frustrated as shit, and I don't care. And that's why, if anybody's been watching the morning drive videos, man, I've been just letting loose. Like I don't care, man. It is what it is. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, I definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in.
I voiced my frustrations on the Knicks pod. On my Knicks Minute. I usually put my voice out there.
Is that what it is? You get it out there, and then you got no more juice for the corner pod?
No, man. Do we need juice or do we need conversation?
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Is that's just conversation.
There's all kinds of conversations.
And I feel like it gets to a point where instead of you continuing the conversation, and I'm not just putting this on you because it's just the nature of conversation, but it gets to a point where you don't want to continue having that conversation or get more in depth about the conversation.
That's where I'm at.
Right. And I
get certain conversations.
I feel you, bro.
Just with certain conversations, not all conversations.
I hear you. All right, man.
Dude, why can't we ever spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes talking about RJ Barrett? Dude, why can't we?
We need hours. I
But
don't know
we
how we
don't.
get on the
We talk
tangents.
about Randall all the damn time. We talk about Tibbs all the time. Oh,
We
minutes.
talked
Look
about
what he
Barrett. We
did
did too. I think last week with State. We definitely talked about that.
for a
But
hot
I'm with you,
second.
man. RJ's been killing it.
Yes,
RJ's
he
been killing
has.
it. You saw the
Grimes has
article.
grown, and becoming a little beast in and of itself. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to become next year. IQ went through that rocky period, but it looks like he's figuring things out. I mean, there's stuff to talk about
There
besides
absolutely is.
Randall and Tibbs all the time.
1000%. 1000%. You're
Yeah,
right.
so hopefully we'll be able to do some of that next week.
Yo, let's just not talk about Randall next week at all.
Or Tibbs, can we?
I'm down.
Is it
No Tibbs,
possible?
no Randall talk next week. Period.
I hope it's possible.
I'm down, bro.
All
I'm
right,
down.
cool. And
We're gonna
there
have
it
to
is.
figure this out.
And before we jump out, I'm gonna play Randall's commercial.
Yo. Do you got it in here?
Yeah, of course.
Tell me you do. Yeah, nice. Do it up, bro.
Spring, summer 2021, y'all. You gotta get to the barbershop and get those Julius Randall's hairstyle trends for men. We talking about the triple threat, the Spree 99, the 3 in a rows. Yo, you know that All-Star is what's popping this summer. Knowing me, I'm probably gonna get that baseline fade. But right now, I'm most definitely rocking the blowout loss. Go to your barbershops, get your hairstyle trends for men, baby. Corn roll it up, Julius. And that ugly ass hairstyle he's carried all year wasn't on that board, and that's part of why he's losing.
100%, bro. I was trying to look closer at the camera and see what kind of hairstyle you got going on.
Oh, yeah, blowout fade, blowout loss. Still, you know what I mean? The blowout loss is the dude. My logo, I'm rocking the blowout loss.
Yo, that's great, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, yes, every last bit of it. Darn right. I have the Michael Evans, Good Times, 1974, Baby Fade, Fro.
Killing it, bro.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, this works.
There you go.
Yo, you know what's really sad? My fro is long enough to keep the hat in place over the headphones.
Oh, wow.
See?
So listen, that helps, though.
This is sad. Yo, much love, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in to Growing Pains, episode 7. No.
Bro, that's what it feels like, man. It's crazy.
Danny, you know good and damn well I love you, brother.
Yo, likewise, bro. Listen, next week, bro, no Tibbs, no Randall talk.
None of that nonsense. We talking good things next week, guys. We probably got a lot of ratings off this, though. Keep it a buck.
I'll tell you, man. Once this goes around, people see me and you going at it. They're gonna
Yeah, that's what's gonna get it. This is gonna get a lot of views by tomorrow. Like,
mad funny, bro. Mad funny. You know, I appreciate you just the same. Everybody that was rocking with us, my guy Moonshadow. Later, be good, brother.
Oh man, Moonshadow, Alvaro in the building. And LV, like all of y'all for being in there. Doug Paluto, what's up, man? Thank y'all for hanging out the whole show with us, going through it with us. And we've all come out on the other side nice and rosy like Shawshank.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. We're going to wrap it up. I appreciate everybody. Be good. Go catch Coach Five's Knicks Minutes, Candid Corner. You got the
and
morning
make sure
drive.
you stay on them morning drives. He need to get 1,000 views a day, not this 400 nonsense. Let's go.
Nah, man. Yo, it's crazy, bro. Crazy. You know what? I'm doing a giveaway right now. I just think, bro, a lot of people are not big on it. Like everybody's down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's down.
That's why you got to give them joy.
Listen, bro.
Misery love company.
I go through it too, man.
But,
you know what I'm saying?
we got to
regular ass fan, bro.
Optimism is a wonderful thing, even though misery loves company.
Yo, that it does. That it does, man. But you know what it is, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. And we appreciate these fans, and we will holler at y'all next Sunday.
That's right, man. We'll be here. Knicks Corner.
Keep the faith.
Yo, be good, brother.
Be better.
I knew it. Let's go. We out, y'all. Peace.